Hello and welcome back to Euro Truck Simulator 2, and we are today going to be continuing our journey from Plymouth to Bordeaux. So in the last video we went from Plymouth over to, so we had to pick up, so we were in the docks in Plymouth, we had to pick up our cargo somewhere just I think it was right there in Plymouth, I think. Up here, so we had, oh no it wasn't, it was there, Carrefour. So we had to travel through all of this area from here back up to there, then back down. We also decided, instead of going to Roscoff over here, we decided to go down to Bilbao, because it would mean that we would reach the continent in the daytime. And obviously Bordeaux is fairly close to Spain. Well, I say fairly close to Spain, relatively it's about the same distance to Spain, between London and, I suppose, London and Grimsby. So it is still, actually maybe not London and Grimsby, maybe London and Birmingham. So it is still about 100 miles, 150 miles away. Actually, that being said, the scale's different, so in real life it's probably more than that. It's probably about 200 miles away because of the scaling differences. But anyway, I digress on that. So we decided to go to Bilbao so that we'd be there in the daytime. First time in Spain. I've never been in Spain in this sim before, and we're going to go from Bilbao over to Bordeaux, drop our goods off, and see what we can find. So I want to drop our goods off, but I also want to go over here near Kia, find out what's there, and I want to see what is available for us to pick up in Bordeaux, to see where else I can take it. I would love to start bringing things down, for example, to Valencia or Barcelona, or anywhere else, Madrid, Cordoba, Sevilla, down to Lisbon over here. That would be awesome as well, or Lisboa. Is that what Portugal calls it? I'm not sure. Anyway, any of these areas, that would be really nice to try. Maybe even Zaragoza, or even continue off towards Italy, because previously I've been in this area in Euro Truck Simulator before, in older versions of course, but I've been in this area: Amsterdam, Rotterdam, Dusseldorf, Orangeburg, Hamburg, Rostock, all that area I've been. Erfurt, Nuremberg. I think, how far have I got on this? I've even been up here, Oslo. I've certainly been somewhere up here as well. I've done this area. I've got some nice screenshots from this area as well. So I want to explore the areas that I generally tend to not go down, towards Gibraltar and places like that. I don't think Gibraltar is going to be here, but that's okay. But certainly going down to this area, Malaga for example, or even down towards Italy, Rome, and over here is this I've forgotten the name of this. Come on, brain. I know the name of this place. It begins with a C. It's not C, is it? It's Corsica. I think it might be Corsica. I'm not entirely sure, but certainly going into that area, that would be awesome. Shame you can't take things into Mallorca or anything. That would be pretty interesting, but still, that's fine. Or even down to, well, we can take things down to Sicily. Anyway, enough blabbering on. Let's continue with what we need to do. So, off to Bordeaux. You guys might remember last time out we left off where I just pulled off the road and I was going to a petrol station. That was only because I wanted to get out of the way, so that when we come back along we do not have to run into any trouble there, stopping in the middle of a motorway or anything like that. So I've got to remember to look this way first. That's the way I've got to look first. Just to remind people, if you're joining me after a week and have forgotten, or if you've just seen this for the first time and you've just come across this video, I am taking a 20-ton lorry at this point in time. So it is a little bit weighty. There's a little bit massive at the moment, but we're okay. Right, give this lorry some room. This is a hill after all. Just need to wait for the lorries to move. We are also looking at the realistic traffic density and I think that this is going to be a good test for that realistic traffic density, and it is looking really quite good. I cannot see anybody wanting to go this way as such. Oh dear. Okay. Apparently there was. I need to go in the opposite lane. Anybody going to let me go? Of course not. Oh, there's been an accident. Of course there has. What are you doing? I have no idea what that guy's doing, but I do not trust that driver. Not one bit. Anyway, we know where we have to head. This is our direction. Now, because I'm recording this straight after the last video, if anybody has left comments, I do apologise. I have not had a chance to read them, because at this point in time, those comments do not exist. So yes, I do apologise. I think I've got no choice but to pull out onto this. Interesting. Oh, this does look nice though. So speed limit here is about 40 miles per hour. Slightly struggling uphill, but we should be okay. Let's bring up some lights. Yeah, we're not too bad. There we go, we're managing now. I think that there was a question saying, have you got your dips lights on? Because you need them for the tunnels. That's a nice way of putting that sign up. It's very nice actually. I do think that the tunnels need to be a little bit darker. Darker? Yes, darker is the right term actually. I need to be headed in this direction. That's it. Oh, this is going to be bad. Oh, this can only be bad. Oh no, wait, there is a proper slip road here. Okay, that's fine by me. There we go. That was not so bad. Alright, over to France. Is that, I think is what that sign said, Francia. Francia means France in Spanish. Fairly sure of that. We are struggling to get up the gears, so let's try 10th here, or get up in speed, so try 10th gear. That might help us a little, and of course now we've got the downhill section to help us along as well. Now since we're going towards France, I'm going to expect toll booths. That's just a thing that I can expect. It just seems to be a thing that I know in my head that could be a thing, because it's often, you often have this in France. Again, nobody did manage to answer that question for me about toll booths in France. This is the way I need to go, apparently. That's the same way. Why have you made me do this? Wait, why did it tell me to do this when that's along the same road? That was just useless. All that's made is it's just made it harder for me to get back onto this road. Sure, we're alright. Just try 11th now to bring ourselves a little bit up to speed. Oh no, here come the toll booths. Oh no, this doesn't look like a toll booth. This might be a checkpoint of some sort. Maybe this is the border. Although I do not recall any trouble with borders on other... Right, I've been told that I can go straight through if I go through... Oh, this isn't this one. Oh, this is the one. There we go. Okay, so I just have to find the right lane to go straight through these. That's a lot of traffic going into Spain. At least I think we're in France now. No, we may not be. I think we're not in France yet. Lights are on. And have you remembered to switch off your lights? Yeah, lights are off. Nope, we're definitely in Spain. I'm sure that was Spanish police. Yeah, France is this way. Oh, actually, I do not need to... Do I need to change lane here? No, we're good. Beautiful scenery in this area, though. Absolutely stunning scenery. Really, really nicely done. I am very impressed with how this all looks. I can see a railway down there as well. Just everything about this looks polished and clean. I want to try taking a screenshot here. Maybe we can just have a look around as well quickly. See, everything about this does look... Oh look, Home Bargains. Everything about this area does look very polished and clean. Right, let's go a little bit further away, and then it kind of gives it a much more realistic look when you do something like that. I say realistic. I think it's because we're so used to seeing. Let's bring that right in there. I think we are so used to seeing the shots of trucks and cars and the likes with a very low field of view, because we're zooming in quite a bit. So you know, the lens, the size of the lens is quite high, the focal length, and so because we're seeing a lot of that. Go on, go. You can wait then. And I think because we're so used to it, we see that as realistic. Though it may not necessarily be so realistic as such, but that is what we see it as, because you know that doesn't really define the realism of it. There's a lot more that defines realism, but because we see it as that's what we see all the time online, so if you or in magazines or anywhere really. So if you're watching television, on television you're watching trucks or anything, you see it at that kind of angle, or there's an accident over there. You see that kind of style. If you're watching, let's say, Formula 1 racing, that's the same thing. You see that same kind of style, but it doesn't mean that the other styles where, you know, low focal length is... What on earth? The low focal length ones doesn't mean that they're any less realistic. It's just that we're not used to seeing that. So, what do? Do I just go through this one? I guess. Yes, just go straight through. Didn't even see that car. Did not even see that car. And I was looking in all the mirrors to try and see that. I knew there'd be something there. None of these mirrors would tell me. So where's France? I honestly thought we'd be near there by. Oh, actually no, we had to go around, didn't we? Around the coast. That's why. We'll be there soon. What on earth's happened here? I think there's been an accident. I think there might have been an accident. Oh, yeah, there's been an accident. Okay. Well, shoot, what do I do now? I really like the fact that everyone has their hazard lights on now. I hope people start moving. I need to try and get out of this lane. I think I should be able to. If I do this carefully, I might be able to do this. Right. Because otherwise we'll be stuck here a while. I thought accidents are supposed to clear fairly quickly, but apparently not. Just go. Maybe other drivers will follow me. There we go. Interesting. Right, loan installments were paid. We should be coming up to the end of the loan now. Right, why on earth? How many toll booths are we going to have? Is this the one I want? That looks like it. It is. Okay. Brilliant. Just continue through. Watch the lanes, make sure nobody's there. Bordeaux, straight ahead. Toulouse, taking a right at the next junction. So no, we're going to be continuing straight for Bordeaux. Make sure the gear changes are not too quick. I do not want to damage the truck. Bon voyage, 6 of 31. Okay, what is that? 31 cities in France I have to discover, or what? A little bit confused there. This is in France, right? I think this is in France now. I haven't seen the French flags, but I'm fairly sure this is in France. I'm a little unfamiliar with this particular area. Yeah, the border of Spain and France is where I am a little bit unfamiliar with. I know obviously the cities are clearly in, so Santander, Bilbao, all of those, and obviously on the opposite side Bordeaux, Toulouse, I know they're in France. I think we're still in Spain. I do think we might still be in Spain, to be honest. Slowing ourselves right down. That looks like the lane I want. Please open up for me. Thank you. Took a while to open. Still have to slow down quite a bit. I have to watch that car. Oh, roadworks. More roadworks. See how they changed lanes so much smoother now with this realistic traffic, and I really do like that. It's going to make it a lot easier to drive through. In fact, I think this has been a lot more enjoyable to drive through with this sort of traffic. Despite the traffic making a few silly errors, I think it has been overall a lot more enjoyable to drive through traffic in this form. Continuing on, just had to check for a moment if I was recording. I am. Bordeaux, straight ahead. Again, I know for certain Bordeaux's in France. I'm fairly sure we're well over the border, but I cannot be entirely certain. See, you have to be, that is where I wish I could look around a lot faster. In fact, that is probably also where I wish I had maybe like a triple screen monitor setup. It would make it so much easier to be looking around there. I would have been able to see that mirror, make sure the lane is clear very quickly, and then from there just move forward without having any issues whatsoever. Thank you. Watch the lanes again. Truck in that lane, clear in this lane. And continue on our way. Not bad at all. So hopefully you guys are enjoying this video. It's been quite aside from the one accident that we had, and one accident, we had two accidents, didn't we? There was one accident right at the start of this video, where the truck had tried to pull into another lane or something and gone into another truck, and then we had the accident on the motorway where we got caught up, or we got stuck in it for a few moments, but I managed to obviously make my way out of that quite easily. Go on, you guys can get into this lane nice and easy. So I moved out so this is interesting. I moved out the way to let them in, but the cars behind me did not. So they still got stuck at the junction. That's something that maybe needs to be worked on, that if there's a car coming up on a slip road, if able, cars will move out the way into other lanes. I think that would be a lot more realistic. Although that being said, I do not know if that's something that does happen in Europe, mainland Europe. I know certainly that we do it in the UK. Now, some people do it in the UK. It's courteous to do it in the UK, but there are people who just do not. We've had instances there, obviously in the United Kingdom, driving on the left, right hand drive, like what we have here. We have to overtake on the right, so the fast lane is on the right, the slowest lane is on the left, unlike here where the slowest lane is on the right. Now, with that being said, there are people who just sit on a 3-lane motorway. They'll just sit in the middle lane, so and they will not sit in the middle lane doing 70 miles per hour. They'll sit in the middle lane doing 50, and it does make it rather difficult because you've got people. So essentially, that's an old Laguna. So essentially, on your leftmost lane is now useless because you cannot use it for going at 70 miles per hour, because you're going to end up undertaking somebody. Now obviously a lot of people do then end up doing it. I've done this as well, because it's just like, it's really stupid if someone's sitting around doing 50 in the middle lane, but people do it, and it does make it quite difficult to then drive on occasion. Still clear that way. And it looks like we're clear here as well. This is awesome. With the extra traffic, this is really, really helping. Do not pull out on me. Thank you. That was well done. Okay. I think I still need to be a little easier on the clutch in this particular truck. But we seem to be doing alright overall. Just enjoying this scenery. Very different scenery to what I'm used to. North of Spain, south of France, very different to the type of scenery I'm used to being in the United Kingdom, or even the north of France, Germany, that kind of area. This does look very different. It looks a bit more, I'm not going to say Mediterranean because it isn't, but it looks like it's that area where you're getting between the two. So you've got some of this more temperate style of scenery, but you've also got this Mediterranean style. Do not cross. Thank you. So it is really nice to see. I think it's just the grass is a bit more. There's a bit more yellow to the grass, I guess, with the heat. There's a bit. There are a few different styles of trees from what I'm used to, and everything just looks a little bit different, but still recognisable as, you know, somewhere where it isn't too far away from where I live. I'm still looking at this thinking, yeah, okay, this is a few hundred miles away, but no more than 1,000 miles or 1,500 miles away at most. Do not. Okay. Every time now with this realistic traffic, I am starting to worry about every junction that I come up on, which is probably what it's like in real life anyway. Every junction you come up on, it's like, oh, is this going to be an accident? Is this not? Now, I have been around this area in Flight Simulator before, so I can say that in a way things are a little bit more recognisable. As I'm driving through here, I can see the style of these of the farms, of the fields, of the trees. It is something that has been carried over in a Flight Simulator before, and I have seen it in there. So there is certainly that. And we are almost at our destination. Well within our time limit as well. I think they were expecting it between 16:22 and so between 16:22 and 20:24. So well within the 4.5 hours, or 4 and a bit hours, 4 hours 10 minutes that they were expecting it. And it looks like we will be there right at the start. Okay, looks like that's a quarry down that way. Why is this 50 ended? So there was a 31 and then a 50. I didn't see the 31. I was speeding through it all, but I did not see that at all. Just giving people space. That was pretty awesome. No traffic lights as such. It was just a matter of just squeezing over a little. That was actually pretty awesome. And here we go. We're not too far away. We are, what, 40, it says 46 minutes, 28 miles. So we're on some slower roads. We're probably going to be going around on a few slow roads. That was silly of that truck. You give way to the people on the roundabout. Now we should have some. We do also need to see a little bit more in the way of indicators, though, because otherwise it's difficult to see. That was pretty good. Okay, continuing on at 30 miles per hour at the moment. Oh, going straight up to 50 once again. Really nice area. I like the. We've got these old style power lines as well. Rural power lines, not really the big ones you see carrying power to major cities. It's probably a transformer somewhere that allows it to switch to this to carry it into the village, I guess. This is nice. It's a very nice drive. Not really. There was some hills, of course, when we were in Spain. This area all seems fairly flat. There's nothing here really of note in terms of undulation. There's a little bit here and there, but nothing too major. I suppose we are well away from the hills and the mountains, and of course the Alps are a long way away from here, so wouldn't expect those kind of hills. I'm just thinking what other hills would be around this area that I know of. I know there's some hills around the Paris area. I'm not very familiar with this area. We are now in Bordeaux. Awesome. Is there a Mustang up ahead? Looks like it. And Bon Voyage 7 of 31, and this looks like this is going to be our destination. Actually, this isn't this one. It's this one. Looks like this is going to be our destination. We turn in here, and oh, actually, this isn't even this one. It's actually a turning. Here we go. So we are on the outskirts of Bordeaux. Very industrious area this is. Very industrial area, not industrious. And just make sure that there aren't trucks coming like that one. That Peugeot was on that person's tail. I think that was a Peugeot. It looked like an old 105, 106, 105. Maybe a 106. It's in here that we're going, I think. There's a Mustang again. Right, where are we parking our vehicle? Oh, I see it. I see the parking spot. Right. What's the easiest way for me to do this? Should I just swing it around like so? I think that's a good idea, since we have the ability to do such a thing. We'll straighten this up. There we go. Look out the back. And just drive it straight back in. Turn it, straighten it up a little there. That should end up being almost perfect into the bay. Look at that. And just ease in neutral. And stop. Actually curious, how well did I do that? I think, oh, it wasn't quite perfect, but it's probably some of the best parking I'm getting. Okay, admittedly it was a really easy piece of parking, but still. Right, so let's go ahead and detach the trailer. And there we have it. How much did we make? 24k, and still not level 16. That's fine. Current company offers. Let's have a look at what they are offering us. So we've got this area done, and I am going to end this video about now. I'm just going to check what we have. Nice short one. Could take some carrots if we wanted to. That's going all the way up to Granville. We're going back up. So we've got that option, we've got that option. I mean, this one's expecting things not going into the night, so it should be possible. But we'll have to have a look. For now, obviously, I'm going to end the video there. Let's have a look at the job market in general. Thank you very much for watching. Please remember to hit the like button if you like this video. Subscribe to the channel for more videos on Euro Truck Simulator 2. Leave a comment in the comments box below letting me know what you think. If you can do so, please do consider supporting me on Patreon at www.patreon.com/ECGadget. Your support would be massively appreciated. It would really help me out. And also, you can find me on social media at ECGadget LP for both Twitter and Instagram. This one is looking quite tempting, to be honest. So is this one. That is all from me, and I will see you next time in Euro Truck Simulator 2.